Hello.
So hi everybody, and welcome to this series of talks. It's really exciting to have Adam and Carsten talking a little bit about their work that I'm sure you have all seen. And if you have not seen, you have to not only see the work but experience the work. You have to possibly put your name down so you can sleep or nap or spend some time in this wonderfully hexapod bed, if I say it correctly. My first question to both of you, and this is the interesting thing is actually that it's a collaboration in the full sense of the term. What made you want to do something related to dreaming? What is dreaming in the context of an exhibition in this sense of the viewer, agent, participant? Carsten.
What is dreaming? We all know what is dreaming. I mean, Adam is a real dream researcher. He knows everything about dreams. He worked at MIT. He contacted me and said, I'm working on dreams. I read about your toothpaste, which you did, which is a toothpaste that I designed in order to create specific dreams.
Toothpaste?
Toothpaste. So you brush your teeth with a toothpaste, and you remember your dreams better, but also you can give them a direction. You can dream like a child, you can dream like a man, you can dream like a woman, and you can mix them all together depending on your gusto. So you heard about this. You wrote me an email, which I read, and which I thought, who's this? You know, writing me an email like this. A dream researcher from the MIT. Sounds good. And then, like, I don't know, a year or two later, we were at the MIT together and we started to work on this project.
And what is dreaming for you then, dream scientist Adam?
Yeah, I think a dream for me is a space where perception is unpredictable. It's a space where you can take the meaning that you have in your waking life, see it reflected at a distance, relearn who you are by seeing yourself in an aesthetic sense, a kind of unpredictable living organism. So I just thinking about what we heard here, the idea that somebody would walk through this space and they would see the fog and they would see beloved dreaming and they would see the tower and they would come into our space and fall asleep and not really know what all of that meant to them as a kind of cohesive perceptual experience until they fell asleep. And in a dream, all those pieces became a world. So already in the few dreams we've gotten, the art pieces have been popping up in a real sense as a living organism, taking pieces from all the different works here. So a dream for me is an immersive space where perception is unpredictable and you can learn about how you see by seeing again.
But if I may just add, a dream is also, you know, we tend to see this as something which is not real. A dream is a reality. Philippe spoke about fiction. Fiction is something we make while we are awake. Dreams are reality. We all know this is the other life we're living. It's just a life that has only a presence and no past and no future. It's such an interesting thing. And then it's interesting that now even scientists start to work with dreams, because dreams are the most subjective and unpredictable thing that we know of. We all do dream. We even share dreams, you know, as we've been discussing lately. So it's a very interesting topic. It has been interesting to artists through maybe you can say the centuries, but certainly since the surrealists. And then the possibility that you do something that is somehow directing your dreams, giving them away or like a topic or a theme, and also make you remember your dreams is utterly fascinating.
And I'll just say quickly, if this is a space to explore alternate worlds and alternate possibilities and alternate perceptions and alternate sources and sets of meaning, then a dream is a way to step into those other worlds in a fully immersive sense. And so there's a real continuity between the two.
I want to ask a question, picking up a little bit of the conversation that there was before. Philippe said something, I think, and Hans-Ulrich, about the belonging to the viewer, belonging to us. Do dreams belong to us? That's a yes.
It's a really hard question. It's a really good question, I think. It's really provocative. For me, I tend to think of dreams as continuous between people in the way I think our interior worlds are continuous. So a simple example would be collective behavior. We all decide to sit in this room and behave in a certain way, sit a certain distance from one another, look this direction and not that. But all that's externalized because we have some kind of cohesive interior world. We have motives that are shared, we have some kind of culture that is shared. And in that sense, I think of a dream as a kind of continuous landscape where our interior worlds meet each other, and this waking life as the way those interior worlds pop out into behaviors. And those behaviors can be either more cohesive or less cohesive, depending on how those worlds are intersecting, overlapping, or not. But I don't think of a dream as something I own, because I don't think of my interior world as something I own, because those emotions leak out, those meanings leak out, that person leaks out into this shared world.
But then there's also another way to take your question, Vassilis, because we own our dreams in the sense that this is one of the last private things that we have. Nobody is able to come into your dreams. We experience in the time that we live in, like, you know, a loss of, let's say, our private lives, to put it very simply, and you probably all know what I mean. So the dreams are still there. There's something untouchable, have been since before Adam and I came. But so you can ask the question if this is a good thing that we're doing or not, because we're somehow hacking into the last realm of the totally private, which are your dreams. So I don't know how far we will get with this, but I think it's also important to raise this question. What can you do with this? How far can you go? And what are the dangers? At the moment, we see possibilities, and we want to explore them. And then we don't know really what we did, because it just became ready. It's a bed that is here in the exhibition that is moving according to your sleep pattern, that is waking you up in the night when you sleep there, or during the day when you take a nap. It's also connected to a mushroom that flies above you. And the mushroom is lit in a special way that it pops up as if it would be some kind of hallucination. And the piece is called Dreaming of Flying with Flying Fly Agarics. Also auf Deutsch, Träume vom Fliegen mit fliegenden Fliegenpilzen. And that's exactly what it is. So we want to see if it's possible to make you dream of flying with flying fly agarics.
Wow. What do you, like, there is part of the process of the work is that the participants analyze or record the dreams upon waking up in the morning, let's say. What happens to those dreams? What happens to those memories? What are these memories of the dreams for you, for the art piece, for the work?
I give it to you very shortly, but you don't have to do anything. This is an art piece. It works in different ways. The first way it works is a sculpture. You see it as a sculpture with possibilities. You can think about its potential, but you can also use it. It has a function. It's a tool in some way. So if you use it and you actually lay down either for a nap or you book a whole night, then you will produce dreams normally, because there are some exceptions. That's an inside joke. And then you can actually submit your dreams if you want. It's not a necessity at all. So there's a website where you can write it down. There's a telephone number you can call. It says, please record your dreams, beep, and then you record your dreams. And then Adam takes your dreams and does something with them. What?
Yeah, I think for me, part of the interest in people recording their dreams after they wake up is humans have a much longer history sharing their dreams than they do ignoring them. For thousands of years, we've had histories from Asclepion and Epidaurus and healing dreams in ancient Greece, or Bess at Saqqara in ancient Egypt asking for deities to come down into sleep. You can think of prophetic Judaism. There's all sorts of traditions of dream sharing. Many survive now. I only know about indigenous North America, but sharing dreams amongst folks like the Tlingit. But I got excited about people sharing their dreams because sharing your dreams changes you. Sharing your dreams with another person increases empathy between you and that person. Sharing your dreams, if you look at them afterwards, provides much more insight for folks into their emotional states a month later than if they just write down their waking thoughts. It's an ephemeral and really useful piece of yourself, and if you don't write it down, it goes away. And there's lots of sinister history to keeping and gathering dreams, definitely as a kind of form of behavior prediction, but there's lots of beautiful history of collectivities and dream sharing and communal imagination. So hopefully we share our dreams so we can do something together with them.
And in the different past, let's say, or histories, you can categorize somehow dreams into good dreams or bad dreams. Are there categories for you, like something that you consider as part of the process when you discuss the work? And also, at the same time, a little bit with the dance with the demons kind of thematic, there was the moment before when you go to bed and you sleep is also when you kind of face your inner demons and you have this kind of like loose reality that you're in between your kind of like strengths and your fragility. How does it enter the work and the theme? No.
Yeah, well, you know, the demons are also there when you dream, of course. That's when they especially pop up and when they manifest their inherent qualities, to put it like that. But we have like a master plan also. This is the first room of the master plan. The master plan is that it's just an idea. It's also a good story. I don't know if this will ever happen, but it would be nice if it does. We want to make a hotel that is called a dream hotel, which contains not just one room like here, but we're speaking about 7 rooms at the time, for the time being. And this hotel is moving from place to place, a bit like a circus, and is providing you the possibility to create very specific dream content, like here. So there's differently designed rooms, and some are very, you know, for instance, we want to make one room which is creating nightmares. So the nightmare room is definitely probably the most, you know, related to the demons in the proper sense of the word. But there's other rooms we work on. So that's the plan that we have in our head.
And before the hotel, if someone wants to stay in the work here, how does it work? How do you sign up? How do you enter? How do you leave?
There's a little QR code right next to the dream bed. Just scan it on your phone. It'll take you to a website. You can sign up right there. And then there's a whole bunch of information, depending on how much you want. There's some scientific papers about the kind of techniques that are being used. There's a bit of cultural history about where these techniques come from. Learn as much as you want. Sign up. Come sleep. If you want to, share your dreams.
But you mean if you book it, you can just book it on the website of Beyeler.
Yeah, yes. You just, I can go on Beyeler website or scan the QR code and then sign up.
And one last question. Could people be in the same dream at the same time?
Good. Vassilis, good. Yes. That's an interesting question. No, we like that question.
My favorite question.
We don't know. We don't know. We would like to know. We want to work on this question. Yes. Adam knows most of it, so thanks.
No, just to add that, in a sense, there's a way in which you might be in a shared dream nightly and just not know it. And one of the reasons why I want to gather dreams is, for instance, during the COVID pandemic across the US, people individually didn't know, but collectively there was this surge of dreams about insects, specifically, being covered in bugs crawling up you. And that as a kind of, maybe, a metaphor for a virus, a metaphor for infection, a metaphor for a kind of proximity, which is disturbing. But none of the people individually submitting their dreams knew that they were part of a surge of a metaphor. And so finding that kind of collective dreaming really is an interesting experience, but making it is a different one. So maybe we get to explore it next.
Oh, great. Well, thank you very much. We have 1 more minute? Okay, great. So you have 1 more minute. So, like, yeah, what made you, interested in working with dreams, Carsten, from the different projects that you have done beforehand that were involving different types of experiences? When did you start focusing on being interested in dreams as an artist?
I don't know. I think when I got your email, that's really...
So it was you who started the process?
Yeah. I always thought that as, like we all do, dreams are, something you can't do so much about, and, it's something vague and it's subjective. I even thought of dreams as being some kind of garbage or even excrement, in the sense that we have been discussing this, because dreams have been attributed a lot of meaning to. So like, we think about Sigmund Freud and everything, but dream interpretation has been a big thing. But my position was basically, I thought dreams are, going to the toilet in some ways. Like, your mind goes to the toilet, gets rid of a lot of things. And also we discussed this fact that it's quite interesting that when other people tell you your dreams, at least that's how I see it, you have a little different opinions about it, I get totally bored. It's one of the most boring things are other people's dreams. And then I thought, like, okay, maybe there's a function to this. It's like smelling, like bad smell, it's like excrements of other people. And maybe that's what they are. So I was on this level when I received this email. And then I'm still having a little bit of this left. I think I just know one thing. It's a very interesting topic.
So what's the craziest dream that you've heard of that has happened, or like as part of the process now, recently, the last couple of days, that the work was the craziest?
There was a really lovely dream last night where somebody came and slept and had the experience of floating above a lavender fog, and they could see through that fog onto a large hill of hundreds of rounded brown mushrooms. And then the mushrooms, as you went up the hill, were turning into rounded brown rabbits with spots like the fly agaric. And there was a woman with a large white hat collecting rabbits, pulling them out of the ground and putting them in a mushroom basket like she was foraging for fungi. And that was a very nice image from last night.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. The dream panel. Thank you. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Carsten. Thank you.